Hey everyone, this is Alisha Costanzo and welcome back to my channel. We are going to be playing with my tabletop TBR game for January 2023. Are you ready for it? I am doing fairly well on last month. I am in the middle of Moby Dick. I have read all but 2 of my other books. One I am halfway through and the other one I have yet to start. I'm going to start after Moby Dick. Wish me luck. And then I have my punishment read, which is on my holds list. I will be reading it soon, probably in January. So yes. Let's get into roll number 1. Roll number 1. This new year starts out with a doubles because of course. Why would I start 2023 without it? It's 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And it's a challenge. So we're gonna pick one of these guys. It's gonna be this one. Best of list. I'm not even done with the one from 2019 or the 2020. Oh lordy, oh lordy, 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 lordy. All right, we're gonna try it. We're gonna try it. So we started off roll number 1 with a bang in a double. So we're up to 7 rolls. Isn't that fantastic? But we also landed on the star, so we picked a challenge card, and I got the best of list, which I still haven't completed my last best of list. I am like within, I say 6 or 7 books of finishing that. Anyways, I chose YA, sci-fi, and fantasy for this. And what is the book? It's a Magic Steeped in Poison by Judy I. Lin. And it's about Chinese, is it Chinese mythology or just historical? I think it's Chinese mythology about brewing tea, and there's political intrigue and a whole bunch of stuff that I really don't remember but sounded interesting enough that I'm gonna read it. And I love the cover. Do you see the cover? It's beautiful, drawn pastel, kind of surreal, and I am really into it. So yes. All right, good first pick, good new challenge. I am probably gonna break this one up as I film to make it easier to digest, because waiting for me to read 20 books is a long fucking time the way I read. So anyways, let's get on to roll number 2. Roll number 2 is an 8. A memoir. So roll number 2 is memoir, and I am all for it because one of the 23 on my 23 before 2023 lists is a memoir. It is Uncommon Type by Tom Hanks. So I'm going to read a memoir by Tom Hanks, and I really don't need to know anything more than that because it's fucking Tom Hanks and he's an awesome person from what I understand. So really excited to read this. Okay, let's get on to roll number 3. Oops, not a memoir. I do have a memoir on my list. It's, I don't remember his name, Draco Malfoy, actor, dude, talking about the phenomenon of being a young wizard. So, and like life afterwards, and you know, that's not all of who he was, which is ridiculous with my not even knowing what his name is. Anyways, I have that on my holds. I'll read that. I'm still gonna count Uncommon Type, so there we are. Roll number 3. Gotta stop and roll our 12-sided die. We get an 8, which is a 5-star prediction. So roll number 3 is a 5-star prediction, and so I chose the Kiss Quotient. Helen Hoang, I think is how you say the name. That's me guessing. Y'all know I'm not great with pronouncing names nor looking them up before I sit to film. So yes. Okay. But I know this is a fake dating, training somebody who is kind of touch adverse into learning how to have a boyfriend. And I just watched Kayla from Books and Lala read this, and I'm actually still pretty excited to read it. Don't know if it will be a 5-star. I'm hoping it will be a 5-star. I tend to be a little bit more lenient on romances a lot of the time because it's not, contemporary romances aren't what I write or edit most of the time. So yes, okay. We should all know what this is about, right? Because it's been so big here recently. But anyways, I'm going to go on to roll number 4. Roll number 4. Oh, okay. One of these guys, less than 200 pages. So roll number 4 is less than 200 pages. Now this is kind of a trick. And I actually chose a graphic novel. It is Jujutsu Kaisen by Gigi. I don't remember what their last name is. I'm so sorry. But I remember reading book 1, and it was about monsters and fighting monsters in this big battle. And it was, the artwork was cool, the characters were cool, the world was cool, and the magic violence was cool. So definitely gonna read volume 2. Super excited about it. I read the first one, I think, back in October or September for the Bookapalathon. So yeah, really excited. Okay, let's get on to roll number 5. Roll number 5 is another doubles. We're up to 8 rolls now. A sequel. Roll number 5 was another doubles. We're up to 8. Isn't that fantastic? And we also got sequel. Now, kind of, I don't know if this is cheating or not. It is my game. The book I chose is a sequel. I haven't read the first book. I don't really plan on reading the first book unless I really like this book. It is Take a Hint, Danny Brown by Talia Hibbert. And I know that this is Bodyguard. I think there's a fake dating thing. There's a thesis going on. I know a lot of people call these sweet and cute, but that they're also kind of sexy. So I'm really hoping that I find a new author that I like, quite honestly. And this is actually part of my Goodreads 2020 romance challenge. So I'm still working on it. We're getting this one in here, starting in January. Not like I didn't start it last January, but it is what it is. So, or was it 2 Januaries ago? No. Was it June? Anyways, I'm doing this for a long time, over a year now, or just about a year or a year and a half, and I need to finish these books. So, Danny Brown, you are on my list. All right, let's get on to roll number 6. Roll number 6. Is Death. Roll number 6 is Death, which is perfect because the Buzzword-a-thon Books on Lala has Death or Life for January. So like we're on our game here. And I chose another one of my 23 before 2023 books, and it is The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. Stuart Turrant? I don't remember his last name either. I know it starts with a T. I don't know much about this other than this woman dies and this guy's got to go figure out her death, and she dies every day when he doesn't solve her murder. So I'm guessing she dies 6.5 more times versus the first murder. So that's what I'm thinking. Other than that, I really don't know anything about it. I've heard a lot of people talk about it, so it's been on my list for a while. We're gonna read it. All right, we've got Death checked off. Let's get on to roll number 7. Roll number 7 is a 3. A free book. All right, so roll number 7 is a free book. Now, I have this jar with not even half of my free books in it. This is the one this is just my Kindle jar, just my free books from my Kindle jar, and I use this for my 10 chapter challenges, where I pick 10 random books and I read the first chapters of each. I am gonna pick one out of here because these are my free books, and I'm gonna reserve the right that if I don't like this book, that I'm gonna pick another free book that I'm into. So, I'm gonna dig pretty far in there because I feel like it. This one. Be a good one. Wisteria Witches, Angela Pepper. Angela, I hope I like it. So there is my free book. I got to play with one of my jars, which always makes me happy because I did make them. And yeah, let's get on to what is hopefully our 8th and final roll. What is our 8th and hopefully final roll? Is an 11. We're gonna stop and roll our 12-sided die, and we get a 5. Series to continue. That was our final roll, number 8, and it is the series to continue. Now, usually I have a wheel for this, but I have so many series like so many of them that I am currently reading that I couldn't fit them all on my wheel very well. So I decided to make this jar. You can see I like my gelato. It's raspberry cheesecake, by the way. So I just put all of my I printed them out so that we can read them. put all of my current series in here, and I'm just gonna pick one, and whatever the next book is in the series is the one that I'm going to read. Monsters of Verity. So this is actually, oh my god, it's a Victoria Schwab book, and it is the second book. Oh my gosh. What is the name of the first one? The Savage Song. So this is going to be the sequel to the Savage Song. I think it's just a duology too, which is super helpful. But yeah, I don't need to know much about it other than I already know that we have the snarky lead. Mom issues, she was gone, dead. Dad is like tyrant of the city. And then we have one of the monsters who can consume people through music, uses a violin to do so. Brother is kind of neurotic. Sister is also a big weapon. And family's trying to like keep the monsters at bay, keep everybody together, save humanity kind of thing. And it was really, really interesting. Of course it was, because it was V. Schwab. So that was a good pick. I am into it, as I hope I would be, because it's a series I do plan on continuing. So I don't think there's another one in it, so I'm not going to put it back in the jar at the moment. Okay, so I do probably have more books than I need to add to this TBR, but I'm only going to talk about one, and that is the pick that I'm going to use for I Love Vampire Novels 2023 Reading Challenge. If you didn't know, I work for I Love Vampire Novels, and we just started a reading challenge for 2023, and it's just 12 prompts. I picked a book who's actually from one of the authors that we work with. I didn't actually do that on purpose. I just picked a book for us to read, and it just so happened to be one of the authors that we work with, and it is Karpov Kinraid, A Court of Nightfall. And this seems to be about angel demon. It's morally great character. There's a lot of like, you think you know what's right, but could you do my job? And it could have fit so many of the prompts, but I chose morally gray character because in the actual description it says I live my life in gray, and I just fucking love that. So we're gonna be, me and my boss, or Kathy, we're gonna be reading that in January, and we're gonna be talking about it at the end of January on the Facebook group. So I will link I Love Vampire Novels down below, some of the links for that stuff, the website, the Facebook group, all the things, so that you can join us for the 2023 reading challenge. I am also participating in like another 30 or more challenges, so just saying. But yeah, anyways, thank you so much for being here, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.